Is our 11:30 presentation of a resolution proclaiming September 2011 as Hunger Action Month. And you talk about coalitions. How many different coalitions, different partners have come together in helping to feed people and see that we can help those that are in most need in our community. I have a resolution, as I understand, Henry Gonzalez, our Agricultural Commissioner, is going to be coming up and if you'd like to come up. And we also have from Foodshare, Bonnie Weigel, and I can go ahead and read the resolution, okay? And it reads that the Board of Supervisors of Ventura County proclaims Hunger Action Month, September 2011. Whereas hunger and poverty are issues of grave concern in the United States, the state of California, and Ventura County, because the intake of nutritious food is essential to the growth and development of a healthy individual. And whereas Ventura County is committed to taking steps to raise awareness about the need to combat hunger in every part of our county and to provide additional resources to citizens in Ventura County. And whereas established in 1983, Foodshare has been a vital asset in combating hunger and poverty as a nonprofit organization with the mission to feed, nourish, and educate Ventura County's hungry, educate the community on those who are hungry and why, and advocate for a reduction in the root causes of hunger. And whereas Foodshare and its dedicated partner agencies throughout Ventura County work in a collaborative effort to effectively distribute over 9 million pounds of healthy food to those in need every year through Foodshare programs such as the Senior Brown Bag Program, the Kids Farmers Market, Foodshare Warehouse, and through distribution through its many partnering agencies. And whereas the agricultural community of Ventura County has been critical in supporting the continued efforts to feed the hungry by maintaining a leadership role in providing much needed produce and protein to the hungry. And how fortunate we are to have agriculture in our county. Not all counties have that benefit. And what a great way to use it. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Ventura County Board of Supervisors takes great pleasure in proclaiming September 2011 Hunger Action Month, and further recognizes and supports the important role Foodshare has and its many partner agencies played in providing food and nourishment to those in need. And I know that each one of our supervisors have put together certificates for those partners in our districts that have helped to contribute. So we're going to give those to you. And, if you could just lift it up. This pile is like a foot high. It's just all those in different organizations that have assisted. And so with that, I'll turn it over to you and Henry, and I'll come down there and present this to you.
Thank you, Supervisor Parks, and to all our County Board of Supervisors. This is a very happy day for us to celebrate how this community does what it does to feed our hungry every day. And so thank you for doing this proclamation. Our chairperson, Melissa Livingston, is going to offer a few words of thanks, as well as our Ag Commissioner, Henry Gonzalez, Dave Smith of the United Way, and then I will wrap it up. But behind me, all those friends you see with the orange ribbons, they're the ones that do the heavy lifting every single day to help us feed our hungry. And so, Melissa, will you start us off, please?
Thank you. And I would like to first thank all of the individuals that are behind us today. This is a call to action. It's about awareness about hunger in our community, and it's about coming out and making sure that we speak about it and we educate people and we do something about it. And I want to thank all the people that are here today. We have staff from Foodshare, we have our volunteers, and we have board members. So I want to thank them for what they do every day in continuing the mission of Foodshare, educating and advocating and trying to eliminate hunger in our community. And it's a very, very serious issue. Nationwide, there's almost 47 million people who are hungry. And when we look at Ventura County as a microcosm of that, we have a very serious problem. And 1 in 6 people in our community are food insecure. And what that means is that they don't know from day to day if they're going to have a meal and how much food they're actually going to have. And what happens in households is the parents often go without a meal to ensure the children have food. And often the older siblings go without meals to ensure that the younger siblings have food. And that's a serious concern. The good news is that in Ventura County we have 3 key programs, some of those emanating from the county, our CalFresh program and our WIC program. And both those programs are there to help the hungry. And then we have our school program, our after school and breakfast and lunch programs. Those are 3 critical programs to address hunger in our community. The problem is they still fall short, and there's still food insecurity in our community. And so that's where Foodshare comes in. Foodshare comes in with 150 pantries across our communities that are assisting in filling that gap. And the goal is enormous. Over the last 3 years, we've gone from 5.6 million pounds of food to 7.5 million, last year to 9 million, with a target this year of 11 million, with a population that's more than doubled. And still a gap in meeting all of that need. So it's a tremendous, tremendous chore in front of us, but we have an energized team, energized community, energized network of volunteers and staff to try to make that difference. And as we move forward, we recognize that we have to look at different strategies of how we provide food sourcing in our community. And what better than to leverage our agricultural community? And that's what we've done. We have new strategies that we're rolling out to bring our ag community together, to work in making sure that fruit and vegetables that's left in the field isn't tilled into the field, but it comes back into our community. We keep our food in our community. So it's very important to us to look to ag. And so today we're going to be celebrating some of that with our ag commissioner here to talk about that commitment. But also in recognizing that we have just launched a program called Truck Farm. Is it Truck Farm? I always say farm truck or truck farm. Truck Farm. And with that, we're bringing food, opportunities to grow food out into the community, beginning community gardens, because our solutions are we're going to have to grow it here. And so we're working hard in launching that program and getting the community to realize the community can step up. And lastly, I want to share, I know you had a great moment of inspiration this morning, and I hope to build upon that. I have the distinct pleasure to go to Foothill Technology High School yesterday and speak to the senior government classes there. And I've done that. This is the 2nd year I've done that. And the goal there is to help them launch community service programs or projects that they're engaged in. But it's also to help educate them about food insecurity, social responsibility as they become young adults and move forward in the community, to help us with community issues that they can be the solution to, and also encourage them to look at career opportunities in social service and nonprofit organizations. And Supervisor Bennett, I had a number of individuals wanting to be child protective service workers. So we have some interns in the wings, very energized. But I must tell you, I was so inspired by these children who understand that there's a problem in our community, and they want to become a solution to that. They understood what social responsibility was. They wanted to be part of that. They wanted to make a difference in their community, and they wanted to end hunger. And they didn't realize that some of them amongst them were hungry, and that was kind of an epiphany for some of them. That we talked about what does a homeless person look like and what does a hungry person look like, and they came to the conclusion they don't look any different than you and I. And so, pretty smart kids. And so I was inspired by them, and inspired by the fact that Foothill Technology High School has now made a commitment to build a community garden on their campus and share the proceeds of that with Foodshare. So I wanted to share that with you, that we've got good things happening in our community and coming from our kids in the community. Kids truly are our future. So I'll hand it over to Henry at this point.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairwoman Parks, members of the board, Mr. Powers. I, too, want to thank you for the resolution proclaiming September as Hunger Action Month, and also for recognizing Foodshare, their many agency partners, and the ag industry. I read today that now in our nation, poverty is at the highest level in 52 years. Also that in our county, foreclosure filings continue to rise, and we have a 10.7% unemployment rate. Certainly these are difficult times. Last Thursday, the Ventura County Star headline read, record number use food stamps. 63,000 residents in the county. And I want to applaud the board for their recruitment and education program that you've implemented. Thank you for that, and thank you for Human Services Agency for their implementation of that program. As we recognize September as Hunger Action Month, let's not forget that hunger is 24/7, 12 months a year. In Ventura County, we grow nutritious food, fruits, vegetables, nuts. That's the majority of what we grow here. And in addition to providing the main economic engine for the county, the ag industry provides over 30,000 jobs and about $75 million in tax revenue for the county.
Did you say 30,000 jobs?
30,000 jobs.
Thank you.
As Ag Commissioner, I want to thank our local farmers for their generosity. They provide 3.6 million pounds a year of that 9+ million pounds that Foodshare distributes. That's about a third. I want them to also consider if they can give more, because that's what it takes. So again, I want to thank the board for this proclamation, Foodshare, Bonnie, Foodshare's board, and all the farmers that continue to give so much to our community in the form of nourishment that we need. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry, for that. And Dave Smith's going to offer a couple of words on behalf of our whole community of nonprofits here in Ventura County.
Thanks, Bonnie. Good morning, everyone. It seems like I was just here a couple days ago. Bonnie caught me off guard. She said, would you say just a couple of words on behalf of Foodshare today? And I guess what I would say is Foodshare has been part of a tremendous collaborative effort for the past almost 3 years now called Ventura County Together. We formed Ventura County Together through the work of United Way, the Community Foundation, First Five Ventura County, and Interface Children and Family Services just about 3 years ago to take a look at critical basic needs in the community. And of course, what surfaced to the top of the needs in the community? Food, shelter, access to health care. So we set about raising funds in support of the Ventura County Together effort. And over the course of the past 2.5 years plus, including a campaign that just ended a week and a half ago, we've raised more than $325,000 through the support of our community partners and the Amgen Foundation to help satisfy critical basic needs in the community, including support for food needs in the community. Foodshare has benefited to the tune of more than $100,000 through the Ventura County Together Collaborative. This is an example of the community at work in support of need in our community, in this case, food. And I applaud the board in recognizing this tremendous outreach effort that's taking place to serve the needs of our residents, and thank Foodshare for the work, tremendous work that they do in our community every day of the year. Thanks.
Thank you. So I asked the different representatives from across the community to talk about hunger today, and I truly appreciate you listening. I know you walk this path with us every single day, and we mentioned that behind us were all the partners that make this happen. When we talk about Foodshare, it's not one organization. It truly is the people's nonprofit. There are hundreds of volunteers, well over 150 nonprofit partners who just say, you know what, it's not okay that anybody go hungry in Ventura County, and I'm going to do something about it. And that's when everybody has that moment when they get there. That's how we're able to serve from 40,000 in 2008 to well over 75,000 friends. Last year, over 216,000 individuals, unduplicated, were served through one of Foodshare's partners. We have a population of 810,000 citizens here, more or less, and 216,000 of them said, I'm hungry. And somebody stepped up and said, it's not okay with me, and I will help you. And so we have friends that have these plates. If you'll stand and just show our supervisors, these came from your pantries in your district, and they are stories of why they were there in line to say, I need help with food. And the stories are the same. They just can't quite close the gap. But you're helping us. Our growers are helping us. Our volunteers, our nonprofit organizations. There are many, many, many hands at work here. We can't let people go hungry. And we know you'll be a part of this and continue on that path because you've said it's not okay with us that people are hungry in Ventura County. Thank you.
We can't thank you enough for the good work that you do, and it's so needed at this time. And when government certainly can't, do this on their own, to have nonprofits, to have the energy of volunteers to do this, the only way we can do it. And it is, our moral imperative to make sure that we don't let people go hungry. So thank you for your mission in life, for helping others. And I think maybe the whole Board of Supervisors, after they comment, can come down there and we'll take a photo with all of us as best we can.
That would be great.
Thank you.
I'd just like to thank all of you who showed up today to illustrate for us and speak to the mission of Foodshare and the mission of all of the partners who are here that help to support the greater good. You spoke to the being energized, and Bonnie, you've been the energizer. You've really taken Foodshare to a higher level of public engagement and understanding and empathy to support people who are hungry. You can't learn if you're hungry, and I'm sure talking to the children at Foothill, there's probably a child sitting there hungry. And you can't learn if you're hungry. So I think the purpose and the engagement of the agricultural community is just so exciting and wonderful. They've always been engaged, but to take it to another level of and we're seeing community gardens in all of our districts that are important to us to help to embrace and enhance this mission. So thank you also very much for your work.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I also want to thank all the participants and the stakeholders, and 200,000, that's close to, my math is not that good, but it's about 25%, 27% of the county. That's very significant. This morning I came into work real early, about 7 in the morning. I know Boyd doesn't believe that, but I did. We were putting the sleeves for the accommodations. I was helping Lourdes and Tracy this morning, and I didn't realize how many people were really involved in this. When you see and I'll use this because I remember seeing it, the city of Oxnard, Catholic Charities, and just numerous agencies and individuals that really had helped, United Way and many people and we put all those folders together this morning because I know we were trying to hurry up to get them ready, but I just want to thank everybody for the help. Ventura County cares. Ventura County cares to actually give that much food to that many people. And Hunger Action Month, I think, is extremely important to all of us, to provide that food, especially for the children, as the supervisor mentioned. When you go to school and you're hungry, you can't study. And when you go home, there's not enough food in the pantry. That's not good. But I want to thank all of you for all the good work that you've done. Thank you so much. Bonnie, thank you too.
And I do note there's actually about 2.5 feet worth of certificates that we have for the different organizations. Supervisor Bennett?
Thank you very much. Particularly the volunteers and certainly the leadership here. We have an alarming and sad statistic when we say, 1 in 5 are in poverty. When we say in a country as wealthy as ours, we have this many problems, and we have too many people that say tough, too bad, and we can't solve all of those, certainly not here right now, but I just want to say thank you for saying there's one thing I can do. Although we may not be able to solve all of those causes, I'm going to make sure I do everything I can every day to make sure people have enough to eat, and that's it. That's the bottom line common decency that a civilized society ought to do. So thank you for making us a more civilized Ventura County. I sincerely appreciate it.
And Supervisor Floyd?
I think this country always has been a thing that we do care, and it's just an example here in this county that we care, and we're not going to let people go hungry. And with Foodshare is that starts out with that coordination hub, which I think is so critical because there's so many people that want to give, but where do I go and what do I do? And you have all these organizations out there that say, I want to be part of what's going on, and it's a very difficult time. But even in good times, we still have the same thing going on, and people need to eat, and it's critical. But I think this the pouring of their hearts out to you people who do care. This country, this county does care, and it's just a wonderful example. And I'm glad people here are filming this, just so it can get out to show that there's a whole lot of people out there that are going to do something. They're not going to sit back and somebody else's issue. We're going to take a concentrated effort to make it happen. So you talk about, I just hope you meet your 11 million or 12 million pounds. I mean, that's a tremendous amount of food, but there's a tremendous challenge. So thank you all for the hard work you do every day.
Mr. Powers, did you want to comment?
Yes, thank you. Just real quick, and I mentioned this to Bonnie about a month ago. There's something special going on with Foodshare, it seems to me. I can't think of a community-based group out there that you don't partner with. So just to compliment your group, all the partners who are here today for both highlighting the need and generating the support and tapping into our generous spirits here in our community. So thank you.
Thank you. And we do have a reminder for all of you. You have a poster with all of those partners in your district who today are saying it's not okay and I will help. And so we want you to hold on to those so that you can remember these partners. They're extremely special, and each of them are in your district. So we're going to leave those for you.
Thank you, and I see them in the back. And we realize how incredible your program is. But I just think for a moment, what if there wasn't Foodshare? You know, what a travesty that would be. So it's just you fill such a fundamental role. Thank you. And shall the board come on down and we'll take a photo with the rest.